Friends, family, fans, it's episode 74 of Back 9 Bets. And it's not often that you get two guests from the same place as Rory McIlroy, all the way from Hollywood. We've got an absolute liability, a.k.a. Scott Holdridge. And all the way from Ireland, we've got the plug guy, a.k.a. Mark Fox. So we've got the Hollywood Island in the house. It's going to be a show of note. Before we get off to a wonderful start, let's get Rotorball out the way. Use code MANIAC for 10% off. Scotty, how the hell are you on this Ryder Cup eve of the captain's picks?
I'm doing so good now. What a fucking crazy day of just the phone was just blowing up with like captain's picks leaked, like all this stuff. It's like, keep it together. Brutal.
Keep it together. I know. Like, I thought we were going to have the pod ruined. How can you have predictions when the leaks are out there, you know?
Like, I could talk about just how bad they've been with like, just like lock it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like they can't. Freddie a couple weeks ago, I think Brooks's wife like said something, like all this shit, and then just like a couple hours ago, it's like said and done. It's just like Zach, buddy.
Zach's wife has been involved as well. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yes, I know. We've got Ryder Cups, Mrs. Captain's picks. It's all over the place. Mark, I guess we've got to introduce you first. Welcome to the show again. This is the first appearance on Back 9 Bets. I've been on your show once or twice. This is Look at Me Now. I am the captain. That's the title of this show. It's Byron. Look at Me Now. I am the captain. We are the captains. Scotty's already pissed with the other captains. How is your general Ryder Cup vibe going, Mark?
It was going great. You messaged me a few weeks ago saying, hey, Mark, we're going to do this. And I was like, okay, cool. So I started putting stats together. And you're like, oh, by the way, Scott's going to be on. And I'm like, what's the point in having stats? This can go any direction at all.
Usually I have like a small, any podcast will give me a tinge of anxiety, you know, just a little bit of nervousness, excitement beforehand. I've got zero anxiety knowing that Scott Holdridge is on my podcast.
I joined beforehand and I come into the room and Scotty's just screaming down the mic at me. And I'm like,
anything goes. Stats don't mean anything. We've got Maniac cranked all the way to the top. It's going to be an absolute banger of a show.
I don't know.
So,
you
folks,
guys are some of the best in the biz. Like I was saying earlier, like two like really, really good writers, which I think is a lost art at this point, and just great content, dude. So I was really pumped to just absolutely destroy your reputations today.
Yeah, just verbally assault us. That's what you can do, Scott. You like the verbal master.
Yeah, I can't.
We'll throw our fingers to the keyboard any day.
That's right.
We're happy to have the two of you on the show, boys. Hollywood Highland, it's going to be a fun one, and we're gonna hit it long and far like Rory does. Yeah. So we've got lots going on. We are going to break down who we think is going to be chosen for the team for Europe first. And then we're going to talk about who we think we want on the team. So basically, we're going to predict what the captain's picks are going to be like. And then we're going to kind of just alter them to the best that we think should be the case. So before we get started, folks, let's zoom in a little bit more so we can see it nicely. There we go. All right. So, Scotty. Yeah. Lead us off. I'm going to unhighlight as we go along, and you can talk us through your guys. Up at number one, we've got Rory.
Yeah, these are the auto ones, I think.
Yes.
We got Rory's back's going to heal up, and then the only thing that'll help him is just a tucked pin to the right with a wedge in his hands because he always short sides himself. But I think if Luke is smart, he'll put every wedge shot in like the middle of the green or like left, because I mean Rory could have 7 majors if he just like went for the fat of the green with anything from a 7-iron down in. He just can't help himself, and that's why I love him, but he's one of the most frustrating. Like even at Whistling last time, it was just like he was hitting into hazards from like 130.
Yeah,
like
look, it's gonna be tough this year for him.
Yeah,
so I think we've got a variety of. I was looking at like the prorated distances into these holes, and we've got everything this year, you know, like it's all over the place. There's not a specific kind of allotment, so we'll see what Rory can get up to, but he's been dialed, dude. He has been absolutely dialed lately, so we'll see what he cooks up to. So who all is the 4 guys? I mean, these are pretty much,
I think they're all, I think Bobby Mack now is a lock too,
and Bobby Mack, yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Unfortunately.
So you got Bill DeBear, Lowry, he's definitely going to be in there.
Oh,
He was kind of
Build-A-Bear?
he's like a little Build-A-Bear, yeah.
A big bear.
Yeah, but he was the kind of I think that Harrington I thought did the best he could at whistling. That was just such a 6 wall. Oh, sorry. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Wallpaper. Yeah.
Before we get into this, we got to. People don't give this credit, okay? And
oh shit. We lose you? Oh no. I'm the only one.
We are right here. We just wanted you to have your moment of glory with the flamingo wallpaper there.
Yeah.
It is the best background in the business. And it's unrivaled by nobody.
Did you create that on Canva?
What's that? Oh,
is that a virtual background?
Yeah.
It's not a virtual background. It's a real wallpaper.
It was funny because I was fortunate enough to be on some podcasts and I was like, it's weird. No one's like said anything. And then Byron was the only one. And then it was kind of like, he's like, did you do that? I was like, yeah, if you really want to test your relationship with your spouse, put up wallpaper together. And we pulled through, man. We pulled through. But thank you for the Mingo wallpaper. It's barely hanging on, by the way.
Yes. That's the best kind of wallpaper, is wallpaper that is barely wallpaper.
Yeah, it's kind of like me. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Still get married.
Yeah, I mean, she still has a choice, which,
It depends on your last 6 picks.
Yeah, the over-under.
It depends on who you go with the
Yeah.
7th pick for the Europe team. So Fitzy's obviously in, right?
I love Fitzy here.
Yeah. Norin. I think that's going to be one of the first ones we might have an issue with.
Yeah, that's kind of a soft spot pick for me. I know he's a shit show off the tee, but he's probably one of the best short game players of his generation. He's
this
old.
generation.
I mean, he's unbelievable. And him in like 4-ball alternate shot, I think could be kind of sneaky. I hope he gets picked, maybe, but that's my first kind of like, yeah. And then Seth.
And then Seamus. Seamus is in the mix too.
I think you gotta, Mr. Donald, the Mizuno visor himself. Like, I think you gotta throw some Hail Marys, and I think Seamus is. I know he's had injuries, but him in match play, you could put him with anyone.
Yes.
I think it'd be like a sneaky good pick.
Who would you put him with?
I mean, anyone up top. You could obviously do Rory. I think even Fleetwood would be good. Because
I was thinking Fleetwood. If he was going to be picked, I think Fleetwood would be.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a long shot, but Norin would be. I've been rooting for him all year to just break through a little more to get to quote earn the pick, but I don't know. And then Sepp is my favorite pick because could be the most lethal match play player, which he's the most frustrating.
Take out anybody any given day. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he could. Yeah, exactly. And he's basically from Georgia at this point. So he's not going to have a tough time staring down anyone on the U.S. And what would make him a great pick is what makes him frustrating as our DFS lineups. It's like, this guy can triple the first hole and then make 4 birdies and then double and 3 birdies. And then it's like, it doesn't matter in match play. He's one guy that could just catch absolute fucking fire and just be a sneaky play.
I can totally see someone like Scheffler hitting it to 2 feet and then Sepp just dunking it in on him to win the hole.
And
like,
that's what
it's going to be.
That's what's frustrating in match play. Like, if you guys have ever, I've played it in tournaments out here in like San Francisco, and it's fucking like maddening. Like, it's the guy that breaks you is a player like that. And I mean, all those picks. My number 12 pick is probably this
guy's an absolute savage around the greens.
And he's been on a tear this last year and a half. The first 6 months of the 2-year process of Ryder Cup points and stuff.
Yep.
His world points are not as good, but I think
because I've been playing on live.
Your strength of field is a bit rough there, Mark.
No, but he's a sneaky play, great in the locker room, course fit, easy on the eyes. Like, he's what you want in a Ryder Cup captain's pick.
The only way I'm taking points home at the Ryder Cup is if I'm paired with Rory and he shoots a 58.
Yeah.
You're gonna pair you with Seamus.
I was playing golf on Friday morning, just to give you a bit of background here. And my first tee shot hit the hotel, which is about 70 yards right in the fairway. So,
hey, you could have missed the hotel, dude. You know, that's the worst is when you like miss the hotel and almost hit it. You got to hit it.
This playing with two randomers, and they're like, wait for it, bang, hits the roof of the hotel. I'm like, oh, fuck, lads, it's going to be a long day.
Did the ball at least come back at you, or was it a goner?
No, it was gone.
Oh, God. That's the worst.
It's match play. Don't worry, you're going to be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll be done. First hole, just chalk it down for one down and just make a comeback. So you'll be totally fine, Mark. Scotty, if Mark can't make it out there for some weird reason, do you have a 12th guy?
No,
we're just gonna leave. We're just gonna send you €11 and just take
if you don't, it's all right. I'm pretty sure I could beat JT shooting 82.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll get to that. Yeah. Good God.
All right, you can pick off Mark's guys. Marky, let's walk through yours, and we can see we'll have a difference between the two. The two. That's all. Ballsy move of talking about Rory over here.
Yeah, this is a pretty hot take. I picked Rory for my first one. I picked. I don't know how number 4 is in there. Let me hit undo on one of these.
No, I'm good. It's me. I'm okay. We are all good. So we got the same squad basically going into the top. Yeah, we got Justin Rose. That's the first person we got. Yeah. So that's exciting.
Make the case for Rosie.
Yes. Yeah. Let's make the case for Rosie there, Mark.
Well, like, I didn't think Rosie was going to be a hot pick. And then I saw Scott was picking Alex Noren. I'm like, okay, Alex Noren's gone 2-1-0, but like Justin Rose has won on the PGA Tour this season. He seems like to be a great partner for Hatton. Try to keep Hatton under the ropes and keep him pretty level-headed. Or Fitz or Fleetwood. I just think Rosie's going to be a guaranteed pick, and I've no issue with that. I have a little bit of an issue with Shane Lowry coming in. Like, I know his results just haven't been there, and we've considered him in Ireland to be like one of our greatest talents. He won in 2019 at the Open, and I'm not sure.
Since his Open,
it's been like really, really bad.
Yeah,
and it is a cause for concern going into this because he wasn't great at the last Ryder Cup. Because everyone always remembers the putt that he made on Saturday evening, I think, when he gave the big fist bump. But apart from that, he was not great at all. So a little bit worried about Shane. Adrian Moronk.
Fucking drive by Mark.
Shane has sucked really badly, but we'll get to him. Yeah.
No, I don't think he sucked, but I think he's just, for what he is and the talent that he potentially has in his locker, he just doesn't have it there at the moment. But Adrian Moronk, he's a lock for me, lads. He's been good in Italy over the last 3 years. I think he's had 2 top 10s, including a win. Great driver of the golf ball. I'd love to see it. Just first pair on Friday morning and absolutely just shake the barn and put Straka and Moronk out there, and let's just see what fucking happens.
Like, that's good.
Like Scotty Scheffler saying he can't feel his hands on the first tee shot of a Ryder Cup. Let's put Moronk out there and see what happens.
No, I want Zach Johnson to hit a ceremonial first tee shot. Like, brutal.
But there's like a domino for like a dude perfect skit. But the dominoes are like 90 degrees to where his tee shot will be, so that he like you posted earlier, he just whiffs it into the domino effect, and it's just like one of the greatest dude perfect videos.
Insufferable captain, and it's like a month away.
I know. I feel like he's got no backbone right now. He's just like doing what the old dogs. It's like, you know, these shows that you see on Netflix and stuff with these old elitist elk club type situations that he's, you know, just puffing on the cigar, listening to the old chap that's always been right ever since. But
I think, he's just not a leader. He's just doing whatever the players say or want, or who they want on the team. It's just like, dude, that's not being a leader. It's about winning this fucking thing.
It is about winning this thing. We're gonna get this, Scotty. Hold the horses on Europe. Okay,
that's on me.
Scotty, you're way too ahead of yourself.
Scotty getting really excited. I'm just gonna go a grand reveal all in one go for myself. We've got the boys up top, and then I've got Moronk, I've got Bjork, Jaeger and
Ooh.
Maronk in there differently. I do not have Seamus. So we've got one Seamus between the two of us, between the three of us. We've
Great
got
pick.
two Maronks. We've got one Norin
And Mark,
And one high guard as well.
Yeah.
and one Oigard. Yes.
Talk us through Nikolai.
Yes. I'm just flying through some of his stats here. Like, he finished third at the Czech Masters this weekend. He actually played really well on Sunday. I watched a good bit of his round. He's so good at putting from 20 to 30 feet, lads. It's unreal how good he is. T14 at the Wyndham, T6 at the Scottish, T23 at the Open Championship. And then at the Marco Simone, I think he's had a win and a T7 or something like that as well. And just a good driver to golf ball. I don't want to call him a killer because he's definitely not a killer because he looks like a little cute puppy walking around the place. But I just feel like he'd be a good partner to put out there with potentially like a Victor.
Damn.
I think so too, dude. Because I mean, they're both youngsters. They both just doing their thing.
Their thing. And
Victor's like fearless right now. There's not anyone on this planet is capable of taking down Victor Hovland at this moment.
Yeah.
No, like, part of me thinks it's like, oh, let's build for the future. But I'll get to there's a pick I'll make later on. But it's like we want to pick people with a high floor here that have potential of shooting a 65, a 64. And I just feel like Nikolai has that in his closet compared to a Robert McIntyre, who I potentially would argue that he shouldn't be picked. But he has, I feel like Nikolai has a lot more potential than a Robert McIntyre.
So that's a great little point you make there, Mark, about you like the fact that he's got a high floor. And I have been wondering, what do you look for in, I'm going to ask you both a question. You want a guy that's got 10 top 25s this season and no top 10s, or one top 10, or 3 to 4 top 10 finishes, but 8 or 7 of them have been the top 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has good, exceptional weeks, and then just like Sepp Straka, and then you get guys like Ricky Fowler, who's just been racking up Xander, just top 20s. Like, what are you looking for? What would you say is the most important?
I said there I want a high floor. I actually meant that I want a high ceiling, but I think it varies because, like, in Europe, we're going in because we need. Like, we are definitely the underdogs, and we need players that have potential to go and shoot that. Whereas in the USA, they have much more, like 16 really good golfers. So from a European perspective, I just want lads that have the potential to shoot a 64 on their good day. And then if they're playing badly, we don't have to roll them out again till Sunday. It just that you go into Rome there, have a few carbonaras, come back to us on Sunday morning and watch it on TV. So I think it varies depending on which team you're going to go for.
So you guys think Luke will go Nikolai over Ludwig?
I think so.
Yeah, that's okay.
I personally, we get to it later. I personally wouldn't. I'd go for both of them, but yeah, I just think he will.
Okay.
Dude,
Byron, what's this Bjork thing?
I'll get to him now. I just kind of took a power rankings and just went with it because he's been balling out. Like, the strokes gain stuff for him have just been great. And it's been consistent too, and he's a good putter. That's what I think in match play. I'll give you the next example. If you got someone in match play that you got like a 50-50 situation, and you want to pick a guy that's a solid ball striker, but he also gains 0.2 putting. But then you got a guy that gains like over 1 stroke putting every single time he's out there, potentially can gain 3.5. But he ball strikes at like 0.5. You know, he's like solid ball striking, but like a much better putter. Which trade are you looking for in a match play situation?
Yeah, that's a good call.
You go first, Scotty.
Oh, I'd say, damn, I'm such a sucker especially in Ryder Cup, of just going with who do I like over a 12-footer for par that's going to have the hole to keep the momentum. That's kind of how I look at it. That's why I got Norin. That's why I got Sepp or even Sheamus. Even Bobby Mack, like he can get going with the flat stick. I'm just looking for, just someone who can put the dagger in. And I think it kind of does come down to the putting. And you look at like especially the Americans as putters, the 6 locks, it's kind of like, oof.
Yeah, I know. It's scary, dude.
I mean, and that's what's kind of the thing is, they're all long, they're all good iron players, but then there's that thing of just super old school, like who's going to make this 12-footer?
Yeah.
And it's a tough call.
And there's a good chance that Europe is always going to have that first birdie putt on average, right? Like you just got to imagine with so many good ball strikers, they're going to have the closer birdie putts that just teabag those cup right there off the get-go. And then like, all right, that birdie's no longer yours now. It's Europe.
Yeah.
Like, I was 4 feet further away, but tough crap now. I just made that all my bitch, and it's up to you.
Yeah, and it's something about this is just 18 holes. This isn't 4-day tournament of strokes.
Yeah,
like, that's where US has always struggled, and it's just something that's just plagued them, and they just can't get around.
That's where Justin Rose, to me, I think is going to be a really good match player because, Jesus Christ, that guy can make some seriously big numbers out of nowhere.
And like just never rattle.
Just make it random triple. And the same with Ricky as well. Like Ricky will just have, but didn't he have 2 doubles last week and still shoot under par or something ridiculous? It's just, that's what he does. He just does these random stupid things. So I think Rosie, that's it. 1 down. Cool. I just made a triple. Easy. I could easily be DFL now in the leaderboard, but I'm just 1 down. So I think he suits that really nicely. But Maronk won it at this tournament. The Italian Open last year or this year. Yeah.
Rock's becoming a bit of an animal for national opens. He won the Irish Open as well when it was played in May, Julia. Hey, I just looking at these 12 players here. I love the European team's chances. Like I still think the US will be favorites, but every week I'm just like, maybe just a little bit more. And all of a sudden it's like, it feels like all the European players are trending upwards and all the American players are trending downwards.
That was like Whistling Straits was like the most overblown victory. Like they're like, oh, the next 3 Ryder Cups are a lock. Like it was the most lopsided. I mean, there were no Euro fans, obviously, for like travel restrictions. They were still, it was kind of like the last rodeo for a lot of the greats. It was a horrible course setup for them besides like Rahm and Rory. And it was just like, this is going to get so overblown. It's going to just wait 2 years and see what happens. And like, look at it. Even you can see just people talking. It's like, damn, Europe keeps looking better and better.
Yeah. And I can't, do you remember the last, sorry, I know we're going on about Europe here for a bit, but the last Ryder Cup, like everyone knew the 12 players. There was only maybe 1 player, maybe 2 players that potentially could have, like, we had fucking Wiesberger on the team who had no right to be there. And like this, Harrington still played him, and I was like, "Oh God, what are we doing here? Like, just put him on the bench till Sunday. Don't play him, and just like it just seems like a way more balanced team this time compared to what it was last time."
For sure,
it is interesting. We'll get to a little, like, if you do it over the year, like just combined stroke gained, it's like red, blue, red, blue, red, blue to start off like the first 6 picks. And then it's just red, 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 blue, 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 red, blue, blue. Like it's just, if you understood that combination, it means it's a shit ton of Americans at the bottom of the coffee cup, and then all the sediments are the Euros. So it's kind of just hanging around the bottom there. But Scotty, let's take a quick dive at your boys over here to see who you would want in the Ryder Cup that you don't have.
I think the only couple guys. Actually, Matt Wallace, I can't play for because he's just a dick. He's a dick. And his swing coach is Robert Rock for you swing nerds. Like, he's the best in the biz. I got Mr. Bean as a fucking locker room guy. And then also, like, he would just be in everyone's head. And then the guy who pulled his dick out on you just want that like unstableness. But like you could put Mr. Bean with anyone. the guy who pulled his dick out on the plane. I mean, they're just going to be swimming in the U.S. heads.
Scotty, I love the pairing of Mr. Bean and the guy who pulled his dick out of the plane. That would rattle some cages.
Right?
I would take Xander and Patrick
It's a
Eckley
half
like
point.
any day.
They're like immediately having the match. Like, that's good. That's half a point. Just get to Sunday singles. That's all Europe has to do. Get to Sunday singles. You can sit the guy who pulled his dick out. You open with Mr. Bean, and then I think you go Victor, Lowry, Wallace. Yeah. Mark, who you got?
Yeah. I forgot about Mr. Bean for this one. Jeez, I don't know how I left him off my list.
Mr. Bean is an all-time great actor, man.
Mr. Bean and Hatton would have been a good pairing as well.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's try to get this. I'm sweating here.
Be so god.
Oh, so why do you want Aberg?
That's like it's similar to what we talked about with Strachan. Like Strachan can go and have and what we were saying earlier, Strachan can have a double bogey and come out with an eagle. And it's like I feel like Aberg has that potential as well. I can't remember. I'll find the tweet here in a second, but like in his he's shot 64 or 65 or better like 4 times the PGA Tour, and to me that just means a lot. Like it's somebody that can go. He's an elite driver of the golf ball. If he can drive it out there 320 and be very accurate and give his partner in foursomes a potential to go at the green. Oh god, like and as well as that, he's been a great match play player in college as well. Like I love everything about him. His stats match up, and people saying, "Oh, he's only played 10 PGA Tour starts or professional starts." I don't care. Get him in the team. Like, just see what he does. Take a chance. Put him out Friday morning. Friday evening, if things don't go well with him, put him on the bench on Saturday. This idea that Paul Carrington had that we have to play our 12 players on Friday doesn't always have to be the case, and we have to play 12 players on Saturday. Just see how it's rolling, and then just flow with it. We don't need to go by the models all the time.
Right. Fuck Aberg with Mark Fox.
I'm after saying about 10 different bullet points there in 30 seconds.
No, that was brilliant.
No, that
Fox is cooking, baby.
My one thing about Aberg, though, that I think also the talent is nuts. It's like the guy's a freak show. Like, so strong, so powerful. My biggest concern is like when doing the showdown stuff for, DFS, you take a look at what he gets up to on the weekend or when he's in contention. And then it's so predictable. You just see this car traveling off the cliff, he's minus 11 through 2 rounds, and now going into Saturday, we can expect a level par round. Just because, I don't know, that's the front of the leaderboard's a different situation versus match play one-on-one. But just on the big stage so far, he hasn't really performed the way I'd expect him to do it under pressure. Now on Sunday, after a level par round on Saturday, he'll bounce back again and shoot
Lights
66.
But imagine Aberg with someone like a Rahm or
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Or like even Rose or like a Hatton, like Hatton or Rahm is who I'd pair with, like 2 just like dicks. Absolute dicks.
And just like a puppy face. Or the guy.
They would just be so good because like that's what they're so good at is like, no, you're on the team, you're my guy, let's fucking go. I got your back. And that's what I always have loved about Team Europe. Like, it doesn't matter who makes the team; they are all in on them. Even
Aberg was the guy who pulled his dick out on the plane.
Oh, they'd be like, "Dude, do it again. Trust your instincts."
And just to finish off here, the last thing that I loved about Aberg was he had a lot of pressure coming on himself to get over here and play a Czech Masters after playing PGA Tour, and he knew that everybody was going to be watching his performance. And both him and Nikolai Højgaard finished within the top 4 of the leaderboard at the Czech Masters, and Aberg shot 66. And to me, that just stands for a lot. When the whole of Europe was watching him, he went and got it done and finished top 4. Damn. That's pretty decent for me.
Yeah,
didn't they get paired with Molinari, vice captain? Was that what I heard?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
Something like that, though. It's like, damn, all right. Talk about an eye test.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think we need someone like Molinari on the squad this year as well, right? Like, that's what I think Hatton's going to be this year, is that tiny little terror that everyone's going to be
Yeah.
having to deal with, because Tommy needs his Molly, Molly Wood. So we'll get to the boys there. We'll see in a little bit, but we haven't spoken about Aaron Rye yet. And I don't know, man. I think he deserves to at least be in conversation. Same situation as Mr. Bean and the guy who pulled his dick out and Aberg. There's those Sunday scaries at times, he doesn't necessarily show up. But he's so solid when it comes to ball striking. Like, it's just, and that's why I asked that question earlier. It's like, what is a good ball striker going to do versus a guy that can't make those birdie putts? Like, you can see Sepp just having a clanker of a day with the ball striking, but just make every putt under the sun. That's just, you don't see Aaron Rye getting away with a bad round that way. And that links into the fact of, like, who's got a good floor, who's going to constantly be shooting 68 so that on the other guy's average day, he's going to beat him when he shoots a 69. Or do we want Sepp shooting 63s on Friday and then Saturday you bring him out, he shoots a 73? Like that. Is that really what you want from your guy? Or you're going to put Sepp up against Scotty kind of thing? Just hope for because he's going to get his ass kicked anyway, but he's got that, high upside, low risk. I don't know. We can get into that stuff a little bit later, but yeah.
Just a question, random. What do you think the length of putt for Scotty Scheffler, like a gimme, will be?
2 feet.
2 feet.
Anything outside of 2 feet I don't think they'll give him.
Yeah, I think that would be such a flex on like hole one of just like he has a 6-inch putt and like they don't give it to him.
I could imagine Hatton doing that.
A sick move, like Hatton just like, I gotta see it.
And he misses it. Imagine he misses it and he can just never end. Like he just.
And then like that's like just such a flex that I would just respect so much because they were doing that bullshit last year, like with Bryson. It's like shut the fuck up. Like they're trying to come back and win. It's like imagine him having to like mark a 6-inch putt and finish. Be like, yeah, welcome to Rome,
dude.
Ooh,
I don't know. We got to figure out if they're going to give it to him or not. Like,
yeah.
No, he's not being given one.
So what is your take,
two
Mark?
putts inside, he missed 2 putts inside 3 feet on Sunday or Saturday or something like that over the weekend. Like it's horrible.
It is brutal.
I know people see it all the time and how good he's how good, and Rick Gaiman's been posting tweets and everyone's documenting how good he's been teed green. That's his putting is horrific. And the strokes aren't even looking bad. It's just his mental game is just so weak right now that he feels like he's overreading everything.
Imagine if I told you this year Lucas Glover would be a better putter than Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah. I just don't think, I genuinely think like 6 inches first hole, somebody goes out there and just lays a marker and say, you're going to put everything today, buddy. Don't you dare pick that
Scotty,
up.
one to the right, please. One to the right. Thank you.
Yeah, and it would have to be Scotty that puts it, right? It's not alternate. It's best ball.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
he'd have to putt his own. That'd be such a dick move to do that alternate shot. Scotty rolls it up to like 6 feet, and then you say, well, that's his putt. I'm still going to make you see it, but even though Scotty's not putting it.
That'd be good.
But
too.
yeah, it's also, I don't know what I was thinking there. It kind of made sense in my head a bit better.
You're good.
All right. So I picked up a little graph here. I did some snooping around on this course. All right. So on the odd holes, we're going to see less drivers. So we're going to have 3 par 3s on those odd holes. And then all of those.
This is insane.
Yeah. This is how you can kind of see who does what.
Damn,
so
Byron.
Less driver, more short irons on the odd holes, and then more long irons, more driver on the even holes. That's just basically how it breaks out for a statistical way. So then you can see, so these, you take a look at the different stats just from a ball striking perspective, and you can see whose combination would give you the best strokes gained kind of going off this way.
This is crazy.
I think Luke should genuinely call you.
I don't know, dude. It's interesting. It's kind of funny to see how it goes. There's some guys that are just absolutely. So you want to see what I was pulling it up like this. So you do ball striking, and then you take a look. Okay, so we go odds versus even. So this is all the guys in that sheet for USA and whatever. if you take a look at who gets better on the odds versus evens,
Yeah.
America gets way worse on the odds versus evens. Like, if you want to see who gets the best, look at all this blue at the top here for like Euro. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the holes play out, because the Euros could really stack it that they absolutely dominate these odd holes, and then you're still losing the even holes, but that's only 50-50 scraping out of. I don't know. It's interesting. I just really noticed. Look at all this red at the bottom here for the different kind of pairings, and I think it's the odd holes, like I said, are the ones that are less driver, more short irons, which makes a lot more sense for Europe, right? So
York is looking very pretty at the top of that table that you've just made.
Yes,
Byron,
dude.
I work with spreadsheets every single day, like looking at numbers and stuff. I have never in my life seen anything like this. It's 12 a.m. here, and I'm not going to be able to sleep till about 4 a.m. What the hell were those colors? That is
I know, it looks cool, and it's nice that the Rahm and Rory are in the middle because it makes it look like an X. Whereas, like, if you take a look at the USA, it's a bit more like different. But we can get into the USA a little bit later.
By the way, here's like my research. It's like, Brooks, does he even care?
Does he even care?
Like,
you're drawing dicks all over the page.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everybody's like,
so brutal. Like this, yeah. Okay.
So I didn't even look at the like the stuff. I just went and blacked it out because I didn't want to I wanted to get caught off guard on camera, and I just couldn't believe. I thought that it was Fitzpatrick, but it must be the guy that whooped and then like his dick is still on the outside of the column over here.
Yeah.
So it's all over the place, but it is what it is. So let's just wrap up the Euro squad here before we get out of here. Okay. Yeah. We want to figure out who is not going to make the team, who we think is a definite no-go. Scotty said Rose. Mark, we're going to fill yours in on it as it goes. And then I say Alex Noren isn't going to make the team. Scotty, why isn't Rose going to make the team?
I mean, honestly, after hearing Mark talk about him, I was like, this is the worst call I've ever made. Like, the more I think, it's like short course, long rough, clutch putting. I don't know. It's just something about it. Like, I never get him right, like, ever. And that was just kind of my instinct of like, was last time should have been his last time. Like, I think it's just too many and it's like too far gone. That's just a gut call.
Hey, I don't know. Like maybe they just get rid of the swamp, but I think he's in. I
just think like what we've talked about, like, one captain's pick should always be like who you're thinking is the next Scheffler. Who do you think's the next? Like, you should always leave like one spot for a trusty veteran or like an Aberg where it's like, we think this is the next best thing. Let's get him in the ring. Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate a hot take like that. Which of the captain's picks do I not think should not get in? I won't go to say Nikolai Højgaard because I think Ludwig should get in ahead of him, and I'm not sure which one Donald's going to pick. But I'm pretty easy on this. Like, I think I trust Donald to make the right call. I hope he doesn't pick Bjork. Is the only thing. I don't. I just think.
What have you got against Bjork?
I just think Højgaard and Ludwig are better options. I think they'll offer more to the team. I think Ludwig, you could pair him with anyone with a good approach play, and he would just drive and put you in the middle of the fairway from 120 out and give you a wedge in hand. Nikolai, I think it'd just be, for some reason, just something's clicking in my head that the Denmark is. I just feel like he would be a great fit for like a Victor Hovland or someone like that. As well as that, he's just such a cute little teddy bear that I think that the Americans might get lost in just his eyes. So give me a bit.
It's like Holdridge's wallpaper. He just shows up with a flamingo drinking first wallpaper, and you're just all staring at the background.
Scotty, they compare him with your hair. That'd be a great.
and then Mr. Bean out of nowhere, you're like, oh, I'm done. Like, it's good putt, pick it up. Byron, what you got?
I've got Noren. I just think he should be on the team, but also I just think he's also hasn't done much this year. Like, he's been okay.
I don't think there's any chance of Noren making the team, is there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Show us that research you did again.
We'll just copy this tab all the way across.
Yeah. Fair.
No, dude, that's why we have you on, Scotty, on laundry day. Who cares? All right, so who you think is going to play all 5 sessions for Europe? Rom. I agree.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's a very fair answer. Hovland, I agree, Mark. I'll just say Rory. That way we can just go with all, because I put all 3. I think those are easily the 3 best guys on the team. I wouldn't be surprised if they roll them out all 3, especially if Rory's healthy. If not, that could be a problem. That's a bit of a boring question. So, all right, Scotty, who's the biggest liability? I thought those them auto qualified.
I put Fleetwood just because of the golf ball he uses.
Okay. What is TaylorMade?
It's just TaylorMade with like orange and black triangles on it. Have you ever? Every time he putts and it starts rolling, you're like, "Is this a fucking child? Is this a fucking child?" And then Fowler used it, and then he switched, and he won a fucking tournament. I've been yelling about this golf ball for like a decade.
But Ricky's he just gets it done when it doesn't matter as well. He's exactly.
True. I went Fleetwood. I just need without his Molinari, it's just kind of like, I love him. He's probably someone I root for the hardest on tour, but okay. I don't know. Something about it.
That's a gut feel.
He's just not a killer.
No, he's not. But I think for Ryder Cup, he is. I think he's gonna. It's just weird. He just channels that inner bitch in Ryder Cup. I don't know what the issue is. Like what he doesn't have in stroke play, he just needs one to beat one guy, and he can do that pretty much any day. He can't. He's not a Jon Snow. He's not going to take on a full He's not going to whip his sword out at a full
on an airplane
stampede of Ramsey Bolton people. He's going to just slice you to pieces in the dark. Fucking Malfoy. But anyway, just cross-reference 2 different types of shows. But anyway. Moving on swiftly to who I think is Bjork. He's not even auto qualified. He's the biggest liability. So I'll put him on the plane with Scotty's guy. I'd call it a day. Obviously, I wasn't reading my own question on that one. So if I were to say the biggest guy that I think is going to be actual liability is Shane Lowry. But I would say he's not auto qualified, but he's on the team, right? I think he's going to be a problem. Has he auto qualified, Mark? I know you had it over here.
No, I don't think he's auto qualified.
I think it's just McIntyre has been the last one.
Yeah, I think Everest is going to give it to Larry. That he's going to make it no matter what, even though his record was 1-2-0 at Whistler Straits. Granted, of course, it didn't really suit him. But
I mean, what do you guys think of when you look at a Ryder Cup record? Because I think it's kind of skewed sometimes.
Who's it against?
You know what I mean? It's like besides singles, it's kind of a hard. It's like who are they paired with? Were they playing shit? How are they playing? It's kind of, I think it can be kind of confusing of this doesn't reflect how good they were as like a teammate.
That was like Scheffler Burns in the President's Cup. Wasn't Burns played really well, and that boosted Scheffler's record for the tournament. And I agree. And then some players are better 4-ball players and foursomes. And you could go out and shoot a 62 as a 4-ball, and then your player shoots a 61, and 62 would have been really good, but you just get bet by one shot. And
it's still an L. Yeah. It's not fun. Not fun at all.
Just thought.
Yeah. It sucks. Right. It sucks. Okay, Scotty, Rahm and Lowry. You want to see those 2 big boys? That would be it. Is that in your heavyweight belt?
That's my just going to town. I think they could be just like a pretty good combo of fuck you. You know what I mean? Just Lowry has that in him. Rahm is that constantly, no matter what. And Lowry kind of needs a little pump up, I think, with just how bad is inconsistent really his game's been. And I think when you're with someone with a Rahm, he can put anyone on his back and carry them.
Even Lowry.
But I want to see that to the ultimate,
Because if you do take a look at what Lowry gets up to ball striking, he brings Rahm down, one of the worst out of all of these guys. It's pretty much
exactly
Jaeger and Aaron Ryder that are the 2 next worst guys that you can wish for. But I guess if you go to the other side of it, where's Lowry? It's even worse. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So it's not good for Shane Lowry and Rahm at all. It's
exactly.
an interesting pairing. What was yours? Do you remember what yours was, Mark?
I think I wrote down I don't have a clue because I don't know if any of these parents. Do you know what? Like, I honestly love I love a bit of feistiness in a team. Like, and I love, like, everyone keeps giving it away Tyrrell Hatton. I absolutely love Tyrrell Hatton. So I want like a Hatton Ram pairing to go out against a Scheffler. And the two, like Hatton Ram, standing on the side of the green, looking at Scotty with a 6-inch putt, saying, "Get that in the
not
hole."
having it, not gonna get it.
The two boys just going around smacking each other, black and blue by the end of the round, fist bumping, chest bumping, throwing each other in the water. I'm gonna put that there. I'll change that later.
Good call.
You see, I think the same could happen for Tommy, and Tyrrell. I think that's just like enough sissy pussy vibes that they just like explode into this. It's just too much to handle, because Tommy and Tyrrell would just be the ultimate. Like, how can you hate Tommy but also you can absolutely hate Tyrrell? But you can't hate that team because they're two totally different guys. I just think Tyrrell is very similar to Molinari, who, I don't know, it's just the way they play. They're short, stocky, little like troll looking guys that just like walk around there. But
BMI of 8.1.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
I hope Euro crowds are the best. I hope they just boo anytime, like when Homa starts aim pointing, they just roast him.
Or just start yelling about his bets. Apparently that triggers him to shitsville. So
yeah. The Euro crowds, they got a bad rap at the Open, which I thought was overblown. Like, they're better, smarter hecklers. Like, here we just yell. But like they're like genuinely, like, they get in your head with, like, they would say something just like how Max walks, and it would just be like, oh man, like, it's not. It's like having a go. You know what I mean? It's not.
You can find some brutal people that.
Yeah, but it's always like spot on. You're like, damn it.
Maybe Homer is a slag.
Yeah, imagine hearing that.
I'm all in for that. No.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't
believe I think what they said. But Max Homer looks like he's always walking into the wind. Like,
That's so good.
Is that what I think that's what his wife said about it. It was like he's constantly walking into the wind, like no matter where he's walking.
So good.
It's like just on that treadmill, just like 5 degrees incline, dude, all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So let's find Max Homer. Hopefully he is in your record here, Scotty. So this is who will make the squad for you. We've got some interesting nicknames. I love this. I'm so happy I never read any of these. So we've got Sheffy, Clarky, the Hunter.
I got the Hunter.
Yes.
Mr. Government, Weird Walk, Zandy, Speed. I put Brooks, Young, Kawa, Burns, and JT.
Ooh.
I hate that JT is going to be on the team. I just hate it. It's just such a bad look as like a team, as doesn't matter how well you play. It's this little cliquey boys club. It's just such a bad message. It's such a bad look. It's so fucking cringe. And I know he like roomed with them at the Open, and that's something they do. And it's just like, dude, if he makes a team, they definitely fucked. Like, JT will do anything.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants to be Charlie Woods more than like JT. It's like weird. And he's just insufferable. And he could have taken like the high road this whole time and just be like, you know what? I didn't play well enough, but I'll be there for them. I'll buy a ticket. That's how much I love and support these guys. But no, he's got to like, leave it all up to us. And then like it gets leaked that he's already picked. It's just like, dude, fuck off.
What is the
He'd be a better
validity
teammate
of his
if he wasn't a teammate here. Does that make sense?
The what?
He'd be like a better teammate by not being there.
Yes.
Because like, what do you do as like a young kid or someone who makes the tour and they play their ass off, and then it's like it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how good I play anymore. Like this makes you want it to be like no captain's picks, just 12 points. That's it.
Dude,
because it's such a bad message. Ugh.
I completely agree. Like, how do you think Luke? Like, the whole motto of the PGA Tour is hashtag play better or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if Lucas Glover's after going and he wins twice in a row, he must be sitting at home thinking, "How the hell am I not being involved in this conversation? Never mind actually being picked." And it's just
the guy went from not like watching the U.S. Open on TV, not playing it, to winning 2 with the best players in the field, and it's just like, what do you got to do? Oh, it's all who you know. Like, that's what I love about golf is the golf ball is the greatest equalizer. You know, it doesn't know who you are, where you're from, how much money you have. It's just put this ball in the hole. And there's a lot of other guys that do it a lot better this year than Justin Thomas.
Completely agree. Like, I did this on Data Golf earlier. Last 12 months, 23rd best US player in the world, or US player. Last 6 months, 47th. Last 3 months, he's the 93rd best golfer on the US team. And they're just like, oh, let's just hand it to you because you have a record of 16-5-3 in team events. Yeah. It's dumb. It's ridiculous.
So cringe.
Like, not having Keegan there is a disgrace because first of all, DJ is everything that everyone thinks that JT is, and is more deserving of a place than JT. And Keegan has, like, everyone talking about, oh, well, Justin Thomas going to bring the chemistry for the team. It's like, man,
it's like, what?
What are we like?
What does that even mean?
I could bring my best friend down the road. He'd be good crack in the dressing room, but that doesn't mean he's going to be good for the team. That's what it's all about. So dumb.
That's what I was saying about Europe. It's like, it doesn't matter who's in that room, who made it. Like, we got your back. We believe in you. But now this JT thing makes it, oh, the cool kid's in the corner. You know what I mean? Like, this whole manipulation of they're deciding who they play with. It's just weird. That's not being a team at all. And like, it's so weird. It's like, no, I only play with Spieth. No, I only play with Xander and Cantley. It's like, no, the Ryder Cup's about you play with anyone and you make it work. That's the whole point in the spirit of it. And just, this is just like such a bad taste in my mouth. Like, fuck off with this. Yeah. So I don't even care. He could go 4-0, but it's like, no, that's not the point.
Yeah.
This is about the future of in the spirit of the right. Like, come on. Task Force? No, it's this weird little club.
Dude, I think you're spot on. I think you're right. You know, I think we're probably all gonna have the exact. Let's get what through marks here, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exactly the same situation. There's JT at 12 as well, right? That's all the way in there, and I'm sure we'll get to Marky's opinion on JT too, because it's everyone said it, right? Like we all know he's got zero chance. Like the majors, the form, just everything shit, right? It's just terrible. So yeah. But I don't see Fowler on your sheet there, Scotty, who Mark has. So this is going to be interesting.
He's going to get he's already on.
Okay. But I'm curious. So walk us through your boys yet, Mark.
Yeah.
No Burns. I agree with that.
Yeah, well, apparently a report actually came out like an hour before this started saying that Burns is going to make the team. And apparently he's going to nab But like, this is what we mean. It's like, imagine a football coach saying to his team, oh, hey, guys, who do you just want to play with? I'll go get them, and I don't care how shit they are. And like, I know for a fact that Scheffler's just like, oh, yeah, I want to play with Burns. And then like, that's what's triggering Zach Johnson's discussion. And Scott, you are 100% on the point. How does it? Yeah. You are fighting for a greater good. You're not fighting to be there with your buddies. You're fighting like I don't go out and play football here at home or GAA, which I know you love, Scotty, with Derry. I don't go and play GAA and say, oh no, hey, bring on my best friend here. I don't care. I don't care about winning this match. I'll play with whoever's beside me.
Yeah,
we're going fairly deep here, but like,
no, that's it.
Like, players should have no input. Well, players should have way less of an input into their influence on the captain's decision-making process. It's so political right now.
Yeah, and that's just like, like, Zach, what are you doing, man? Like,
we are.
Good luck,
We will have a PTSD. Americans will have PTSD if.
Oh, what I would give to be a reporter and be in that room with Zach Johnson. It's just like I hope the journalists throw 100.
Because they won't, Scotty.
I know
they're not going to do that.
They're not going to ask legit tough questions. It's just going to be like, it's so brutal.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, go.
No, it makes complete sense, and I think Sam Burns making it on because of he won the match play, got hot literally with the putter for 1 week. Like he's been so bad as well. Like he's been so inconsistently shit all the time.
Yeah.
So Scotty's just not even in the mood to talk about Sam Burns. It's like, you know what? I'm leaving the office. I'm going for a walk now. I'm out.
I had to
I'm
walk it
leaving
off.
the house
like,
now.
No, I was re-upping. Sorry.
All right, let's see where I'm with the three of us here, and then we go from there. We've got Harmon in there, got Colin, Wyndham, Cam Young. So I think he's going to make it. That I don't necessarily think he should be. We can talk about him a bit too, and I think freaking Thomas makes it, dude. I think they're gonna put him on. So I don't know. I think Cameron Young doesn't deserve it at all. Based off of consistency, he does the same stuff I asked earlier. Like if he's gonna play 3 times this week, I think he's gonna shoot 2 74s or 2 72s and a 64.
Yeah,
like he's gonna win his one matchup convincingly, and then he's gonna lose the other 2, kind of thing, because he's just not gonna bring the heat, and I just don't see him being consistent enough to be on there. So yeah, and then the boys club is a problem, I was looking at Speed's stats, dude. Jesus, he doesn't deserve to be on this team either, dude. The way he's been playing, he doesn't deserve to be on this team, dude. He's very, very bad.
But it's just the fact that if JT's on the team, Speed's going to be on it, or vice versa. If Speed's on the team, JT's going to be on the team.
Yeah.
The thing about Speed, though, is he has had like 1 or 2 top 5 finishes where he's been like kind of in the mix, but dude, he's been very bad lately as well.
Yeah.
And
I definitely would take him over JT by like an insane distance.
Yeah.
And he's just
for some reason he's just more confidence inspiring. I don't know why.
Because it's
the short game.
Like anything can happen.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
He's never out of the hole.
Yeah.
And he's still high enough. It's not like he's 25th in Ryder Cup points. It's like, I think he's like 8th or 9th. So it's not a huge call or huge hit.
The thing about Speed is he could put you 50 yards right off the tee, but then he could make the most incredible up and down to save you a hole.
Yeah. And
I think that's the reason. Speed is 10 times the person that JT is, in terms of like, that he is going in there bleeding red, blue, and white just for Team USA. But he'll actually show it on the course as well. And he's actually just, in my opinion, he's deserving of the pick. So
yeah.
I'm excited to see Speed there.
Dude, I think so. That's the thing. Like, that's what JT does not bring, is that once he's out, he's out. He's not going to make that 9-foot putt that you expect him to make. He's not going to make it. Like, he's just not. So I agree. So, Scotty, you didn't have Ricky in your lineup, did you?
Yeah, I fucked that up.
Because you had Burns in instead.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
Okay. So who would you switch out?
If it was down to those 2, I don't know. Ricky I call him Blippy. Kids, you know who Blippy is? Like, he's just like, he's a caricature. He's annoying to me. It's like, bro, you're in your 30s. Can you look like an adult? His tattoos are garbage. The sunglasses. It's like, what is this?
The millennial water bottle, like the emotional support
weird.
bottle.
The water bottle is one of the
It's like
worst.
genuinely weird to me. It's like him and Kawa are my 2 like weirdos. Like, what goes on there? Like, what's the deal?
We'll expose your lineup and then let you keep talking about Colin Morikawa.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I got.
But first, you got to roll through your nicknames, and please go for them and explain to us who's.
I got Sheffy Poo. I got Wyndham Clark, aka Jan 6 Truther Psycho, aka Pro Treason, like Psycho. Harmon the Hunter. Got DeWalt Cantley. I got Weird Walk, Zandy, and also I got someone pretty special, who's been in like basically arrested 4 times, and yet he still has the bandwidth, the courage, and the skill to shoot a 67 at Bedminster.
His bounce back stats are just next level. Like
it's
the guy,
unbelievable.
Jail course record. It's just
even if he loses, he's still gonna win. You know what I mean? Like it'll be fake. Europe's blah blah blah. Like I think it's a good call. I got Keegan. It's just like I know he's a dick, but he deserves it. He just flat out deserves it.
To be called a dick or to make the team.
To make the team, yeah, he deserves to be called a dick. Funny smile. He's like chiclets. Like, also count how many like advertisements Fowler does in Europe while he's there. It's like this guy will sell himself for money. It's like brutal. Under Armour Spieth. Like the day he's not wearing Under Armour, it's like that'll be cool.
Okay.
Kawa Psycho, who I compared to Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. He just like gives me that vibe. Like he's so. I think he's like he gives me like germaphobe, kind of like weird. Like the way he wears his dog is
the way he wears his dog.
One of the weirdest. Like a Byron, I text you pictures of my dog. Like I love my dog. It's fucking weird as shit. Wearing it like a scarf and like it sexually and longingly, and then he's like pouring milk, then cereal, and he's always like his hair's perfect. It's just like, dude, I know you got some skeletons in your closet. Like, just give me some points. Lucas Glover, also another guy I think just flat out deserves it. It's like, dude, I want guys that want to be there and aren't gonna quit. Like I think Brooks has that where he's just like, no one checks out harder than Brooks Koepka. Like he's a whiny teenager to me. And him being picked, it's just like, I get it. And he can, if he's on, he's going to be great. If the slightest thing goes wrong, he's checked out. And then I got Denny's. I picked Denny McCarthy. And why not? I think he would be such a sneaky good play here. It's like, who drives the ball long enough and accurate enough? Who hits their irons good enough? Who makes every putt they fucking look at?
Yeah.
Like, who do you want? Who on here do you trust for a 12-footer out of these 12?
Over the last 3 months,
Denny.
Like Denny leads this entire US team in putting. Like
he'd be so overlooked and underrated. It's just like for me, it's just that would be. He's played well. I know I get it. He hasn't won, but either is Cam Young.
Exactly, dude.
He's a great underdog. That's also like he's gained distance. His approach has gotten better. You can put him with anyone, and he'll be annoying. He's kind of like Harmon-esque without the victories. Yeah, and I think he's even a better putter.
Yeah, he is. But I think that's where Brian's going to be ridiculously frustrating. Is just on the green.
Yeah, he'll probably be like, I think Fade my plays. He made a great call. He's like, he's going to have probably the best Ryder Cup.
I think so too.
Damn.
That was a compelling case for Denny. I have to give it to you, Scott. Like,
thanks, Mark.
And he's had his best ever stroke skate approach year as well. So, yeah, like imagine a pairing of a 4-ball of Denny and Brian Harman. Like you would
so sick.
You'd know you just give them 10 fours.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, boys. Come on, let's speed up play.
Yeah, good. I mean, imagine like him playing with him and Spieth just pulling shots out. Like they could. I mean, that would be insane. That would be one of my favorite pairings, like Spieth and Denny fucking McCarthy. Like that alternate shot. Like Spieth, just get me to the green. I got it. Like fuck. That'd be the most frustrating.
Dude, we wouldn't find Denny's not built to walk through like grass as tall as him on the side of the fairway. Like that's not his thing. Spieth will put him in the cow pastures more than Denny needs to be. Like he, and I think that's where JT really does well with Spieth, is getting out of the shit that Spieth puts him in, right? Those two are ideal. But I think the fact that Ricky has played well the year that JT is. It's a perfect substitution. Like, you don't need to have one of those three bros from 2010 because he's not in. His other bros showed up now. Like, Ricky's in.
Right.
Like, he's deserving. He's played well. He's won a tournament. I know it's a Rocket Mortgage. You know, it was almost in the water both
that
times.
victory thing was weird.
Yeah, look, it's like I know, like it's like, oh no, you know, oh no, I want a
celebration.
Like, oh my god, we all understand why, but totally hijacking your call here, Marky. But I think Ricky's a great substitution for JT. You know, I think because him and Spieth would play great together, right? There's basically 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think over like the last 3, 6, and 12 months, Federer's been in the top 12 of the US team, and just like leaps and bounds that he's made this year with his iron play, and he's proven that he can win on the PGA Tour again. To me, winning on the PGA Tour is such a massive thing for when you're considering these people within the top 9 of your picks. Whatever about position 10, 11, 12, you can just pick consistent players, but top 9, you've got to show that you have the mental fortitude to win it out on a Sunday when you're grinding down. And that, to me, that applies across the Ryder Cup as well. So that's why Ricky is 100% in there. I know we were kind of jumping around a few of my other picks, but God, I don't know how they're not going to take Keegan tomorrow. Like, I know the picks are coming out tomorrow. Like, it's truly baffling. Like, he was asked to go and play better, and to me, he went and finished T9 this week. He didn't finish it. Did he finish T9 at the Tour Championship or something like that?
Yeah.
But it was like a good, solid performance. He's good off the tee. His approach play is much better than it's been in the last few weeks. Been much better than previously. And I just feel like he's got that dog in him. Like, if I was a European player going out, if I was a Ludwig or any of these, I would actually rather play a Spieth over Keegan Bradley, because I know Keegan Bradley's going to get in my head.
Damn, that's real.
That's a weird statement, because statistics would never match that up. You should always want to play Keegan, but I would just hate the thought of playing against Keegan Bradley. It would give me nightmares. I'd be hitting hotels all fucking day.
Dude, can you imagine Keegan against Rahm in singles? Like that pissing contest?
Yes.
That'd be Rory. That'd be Rory and Reed 2016 sort of drama. That would be so sick.
Like, whoo! Like, that just gave me goosebumps, and yet we won't get it because he's not on the text group with Zach and JT.
How do we get in that group?
Yeah. Who else did you have?
Yeah, I love that you both got Keegan in there. I think he deserves it too. You got Cam Young. You don't have Cam Young in you, Scotty. So yeah.
Good.
No, he went for the Donald instead.
Yeah.
I guess you could put Cam Young in the Don.
He's literally a escape artist. Yeah, come on. Pair him with Kingdom, Jan 6 Truther, and Donald Trump. Like, come on.
I might take Cam Young off and put the Donnie in as well. 67 will live Bedminster. No, my point for Cam Young was, I actually found the 12th spot really tough to pick. I thought Keegan was much more of a lock than Cam Young.
Yeah.
Which kind of is a testament to how well Keegan's playing right now. But Cam Young, I jump back and forward on him and Burns and whoever else is there. But I just feel like Cam Young's driver of the ball, and all we hear of is how important driving is going to be at Marco Simone.
Right.
And Cam Young, like, I know he hasn't won on the PGA Tour, but I mentioned already, spots 10 to 12, you just want consistent golfers that are going to put you in good positions all day. And I just think Cam Young deserves that. Do I trust him under pressure? Absolutely not. But 4-ball foursome to put you in the right position, yeah, I think I'd rather take him over Sam Burns.
Damn.
Yeah, I agree. You know, at least you're getting the ball striking side of things from him. You know, the putting you can leave out. You know,
and he can have a teammate read his putts if he needs to.
And
they should just fly Danny McCarthy out.
And just read, send him with Scotty. Literally send him with Scotty.
Yeah, just like, hey, bud.
He'd be a hell of a caddy.
Oh my god, dude!
Because all he would have to do was putts, like you said. Yeah, exactly.
We'd go Scotty and who were we talking about now? Cam Young. Put them in the same group. Denny McCarthy as a celebrity caddy,
Yeah.
who needs Ted Scott? Kick his ass off the bag, and then
Right.
just have Denny just doing everything else, and off we go. And Paul Tesori, fuck them both. We just have Denny carrying both those bags. We don't need any of these other bozos on there. Just double strap Denny McCarthy, baby. Off we go. Just give him the putters, and then we rock and roll. Even just carry one bag and just switch out the odds even irons. It'll be fine. I think Denny's got this. We figured out how to utilize Cam Young and I think Scheffler. I think that's going to be a great situation. I think the boys are going to be just fine, and Denny's going to win it for his country without swinging a golf club. We agree. Yes, we do. Good.
Yes, we do.
All right, we'll wrap out mine, and then we can kind of get into some more shit talking. Yeah. I got Keegan in there. I got Brooksy as well. I guess we all do, except for you, Scotty. You didn't have Brooks, but also Trump shifting a lot of guys. That I think testament to Mark's point.
I'll tell my Brooks story when we're done.
Okay.
Yeah. This is your parent, Kim Jong Un. Imagine that parent. Okay, let's not do that.
It's like 4 minutes 50 seconds till you're gonna get cut off from your tea time, and Kim just flattens an entire bleacher just with a tank, just shows up. It's and then they just both walk out there and just tee it up, nothing's happening. So we don't have any Russell Henley boys.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Just hybrids.
Yeah, I was trying to picture imagine Kim Jong's what's in the bag. It's just all or Lamar hybrids or something something insane.
I just imagine afterwards, the scoreboards being released and it's 28 to Europe, and Kim Jong Un and Donald Trump doing a joint press conference. No, never happened.
Yeah.
We won 28 matches for the USA.
And did you see that they said he released the number of the head pro? It's you can call him and he'll verify my score. Oh my God. Imagine those voicemails. And apparently the story broke, and it's no. His caddy was throwing his ball out of the rough. They were they were giving him gimmies from 10 feet. I just want those voicemails to be released. That'd be insane. Hey,
have you tried calling
67 from that guy who's going to jail? The only indicted president in history? Yeah.
I'll try to get the phone number up here and make a live call, but you fire away, Byron. I'm going to try to get in touch.
Okay. Well, I'll just ask you guys, why no Russell Henley? Why is this guy not in the conversation? Is he one of those guys that hasn't had high enough finishes? Just a million top 20s, but not enough top 5s?
It's you said, he's done everything he can. I think Keegan edges him out for me, but him just not even being a talking point is weird.
It is weird. I think my big issue with him is coughing up 5-shot leads is unforgivable. You should be kicked off the PGA Tour for that. Yeah. Honestly, give me Gordon Sargent ahead of him any day, because that's as well as that. I couldn't really, because I saw Andy's tweet the other day about how great Russell Henley has been over the last few months, but I just couldn't imagine him in a team room. I don't know why. He offers nothing to me. I think he'd be just a kid in the corner, just sitting there wiping his clubs. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, get him away. I just imagine shit like that happening all the time. That's so harsh. It's a drive-by on Russell Henley. But, I couldn't see it.
While Russell Henley's shoes have still anchored him to the sidewalk, I think we can drive by, because
the Euro crowds just singing.
He wears the heaviest looking shoes in the world. He honestly looks like the opposite of Max Homer. Max Homer's always walking into the wind. Russell Henley's shoes are so heavy they drag him along the gravity. It's he could literally be in the middle of a blizzard and just hits a certain button on those shoes. He just glued to the ground. It would not blow him anywhere. I don't know. They're Inspector Gadget shoes or something. I don't understand why they look so much proportionally heavier than any other golf shoe out there. It's just, I don't know what his deal is.
Imagine him in the team uniforms too. Like no one would look worse. And then Russell Henley with his Doc Martin level soles.
Yeah.
That's like punk chick bartenders wear behind the bar. It's what Russell Henley's. They're like, Russell, we can't make those.
Zach Johnson asking him not to get team photos just because he's going to
earn like off to the side. There's just a guy in fucking the butchiest shoes in history. It's like, this bitch.
I think that it's like, congratulations, welcome to the Ryder Cup team, Russell. Here's a cardboard cutout of normal-looking shoes that you can put in front of you when we take the team photos.
Yeah.
Like, just we don't want any other stuff to do with those godforsaken anchors that you wear every week. So,
fun fact: his dad is Don Henley, the singer for the fucking Eagles.
Russell's dad?
Yeah, Don Henley. No, swear to God.
Does he wear stompers like that as well?
He's pretty slow on stage.
Is he wearing his dad's shoes?
Russell Henley came out of the womb just wearing big stompers after his dad.
Destroyed his mother. That poor woman. Oh.
Okay. We've done more drive-bys than Russell Henley than who should be on this team is Russell. You know what? Actually, let's just shit on Russell Henley for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. I just can't explain why he shouldn't be on the team other than his heavy Doc Martens.
Yeah, he's got. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like he deserves it. I think. I don't see anyone else that's playing more consistent golf than he is. Like he's just so solid, dude. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like like Cameron Young versus Russell Henley. I think that's to me he deserves it more than Cam Young. And I know the upside's not there, but Cam Young's our guy, at the bottom. I know you just made that argument, Mark, but I don't know, man. Cam to me seems too inconsistent right now. But
guys, I just fact checked myself, and I'm so high that Russell Henley thing's not true at all. I'm so sorry. I've told multiple people dead in the face. I'm so sorry. That was very rude. But I was like, Scotty, what? I've told friends that. Yeah, his dad's in the Eagles. What the fuck, you high idiot? That was so bad. I'm so sorry.
Just pretend we were playing 2 truths, 1 lie.
I think that's for 2 years now. I think I've thought that.
Well, look, if you learned anything today, Scott, it's that is not the case.
Okay, fuck. So, Keegan. No, just so dumb.
Okay.
People have definitely.
Why is Russell Henley not in the Ryder Cup discussion?
Because his dad is a member of the Eagles. That is why. No, I stand by my point earlier. My only reason is coughing up 5-shot leads, 4-shot leads. He's done it multiple times. That's not good. That's unforgivable. Cannot be going down the last 3 or 4 holes if I'm Cameron or if I'm Scotty Scheffler. I cannot be walking down alongside Russell Henley thinking, "Don't you dare, you little prick, put me in one of those positions again." No, I can't do it.
All right, fair.
But he's won. He has won. On that rare occasion, he's won. And he was foot on the gas all the way to the end when he won like that.
Giant foot on the gas.
Yeah.
The pedal fucking broke. A giant fucking brick.
Oh, God.
If there was ever a crime scene, it's I know who the fuck did this. Oh my God. I got it, Sarge.
It looks like he was killed by Bigfoot. No, don't worry. This is just
whatever.
It's Doc Henley's.
Doc Martin's
Doc
way too
Martin.
big.
No, it's the son of the Eagle singer.
Unbelievable.
All right, Scotty. Well, while you're on a tear, tell us why he should not be on the team.
Oh, JT.
It's Justin Thomas. We've already
I think
spoken
I've
about it.
like buried him enough.
Yeah, we good. We are good.
Fucking Mark, sorry.
I just changed it there. It was JT, but no way am I putting Russell Henley on the team. Can't have him walking all over my putting lines.
Yeah.
We should have him
It's like
walking with Scotty. I think that might help.
a little crater in the middle of the green from
I was
where
just
he's
gonna
walked
say, like,
over.
playing behind Henley.
Is there a meteor shower or something going on? What's happening here? No, he's out.
Okay, so Henley's out. We'll see what happens. I think I've got JT. Obviously, we'll just absolute drive by on JT. Got no nonsense. No.
Dude, imagine Russell Henley kicking a fucking soccer ball. Like just running on a soccer field.
He should be a kicker in the NFL.
Yeah, just
You know what I just imagine, Scott? Is imagine he was Adam Hadwin and ran on there with the champagne and then gets tackled, but like he doesn't get tackled backwards. He's just like still standing there. Like in his shoes.
He walks like an astronaut. That's Russell Henley. Like, what the fuck? Are you on the moon, motherfucker?
Oh.
Sandy.
Yeah. I think Zandy's gonna play a lot. He's perfect. He's in form.
He's gonna play all 5 sessions.
I think so. Xander, whatever the fuck, Shoffley.
So no one on the US team's gonna play, Mark.
No, it's not really a hot take, but like I couldn't think of anybody. I don't think Zach. No, I think Zach Johnson will take 5 ceremonial tee shots, but I don't think he'll play all 5 matches. No, nobody there for me.
Okay. I got Scotty. I can just see him just being the guy. I mean, you can't not. He's playing the best out of everyone right now on this team right now. So I don't know. Could be very wrong. All right. Who is the biggest liability outside of Russell Brooks?
Yeah. Playing behind Henley.
Why is he?
I put Brooks, even though I know that sounds dumb, but like I said earlier, no one can care less when they're not like just involved. He's just, like I said, he's just the body language and personality of like an angsty teenager. And
He's just had a kid.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Something about it. We think of him as this great closer and killer, but if he's not in the hunt, he's just gone. It's just, it kind of fascinates me. I'm like, damn, maybe it's what makes him great, but the other side of that, it's like, dude, this guy, how many majors would he have if he would just,
just kept cruising. I don't know. And I think he checks out hard, bro. Like, he checks out so hard. Mark's out. He's had enough.
I get it.
And enough about you can't handle this. The Russell Henley slander in
So
tolerated.
Who do you think's the liability?
Who I think? I said who? Jordan. I think he's going to be on this team, and dude, he's not playing good golf right now. He's playing very bad golf. Like, if he can't show up with the putter or anything this week, or when he plays, he's in shit. Like, his iron play is very bad.
Right.
And ball strike. I mean, you look at this guy's. He's shooting level par, but losing like 4.5 strokes ball striking, and still shooting level par. Like, I don't understand how he does it, but like that's what match play is. But man, it can go very badly for Spieth if things. Especially, what do you think they're going to do with this rough? Is it going to be like wispy long shit, or is it going to be nice?
I think like architecture wise, I'm interested in your take, but I think like you'd almost like kind of bottleneck the fairways. So take all the yardages for the long hitters for the US and see where they hit, and like almost like graduated rough, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because they're going to slow the greens down. I don't know how much that'll affect him. But yeah, I think if you like bottleneck the fairways, it's going to cause a lot of havoc. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Mark.
have no idea. Yeah, you okay, Mark? You fend off the burglar or what?
You give me a big kick up the arse.
Where my Henleys? Give me my Henleys. Hey, why'd you put Homa as biggest liability?
Yeah, this is probably my hot take of the evening.
Yeah, hit us.
I know people are going to jump down my throat straight away. Like he went 5-0-0 at the President's Cup. There's just something I just don't really trust about Max Homa. I think I have a huge scar tissue from how poor Max Homa has been in majors over the last few years compared to how good people think he should be. I think Patrick Cantley is in that bucket as well.
Right.
And I just feel like Max Homa coming across to Europe, he's used to being loved by all the fans. And I think if he's getting a little bit more heckling over here and what he was talking about the other day, I just feel like it has the potential to get under his skin a little bit more than it would in the US. Like when you have a big English lad roaring at you and he's a sausage butty in his hand, he's letting a few roars. I'm just nervous about how he's going to perform. And not many people agree with me, but he's the one player I'm most excited to see how he reacts to the pressure when he's out there.
Who would you pair him with?
Homa?
Yeah.
The Donny. I'm obsessed with the Donny.
Yeah.
Who would I put? I think Homa and Cam Young, Homa Morikawa. I think Homa Morikawa would be pretty electric because they probably, I have no stats to back this up. I'd say they hit a similar distance. They're used to playing similar shots.
Yeah, they're both Cal guys at college.
Yeah, I just feel like Morikawa and Homa would be, and they both good vibes. They'd be leading the strokes game vibes department. So
imagine them in the fairway, Homa walking, and then fuck with his dog. Like Jesus Christ! Like those are killers.
Walking with the dog around him.
Fucking weird sexual look at his dog that's scarfed around him, and then Homa walking. You're like, this is my team. Fuck. You know how brutal it is for me, like to root for this shit.
He'd be making the substitution towards Zach Johnson.
Yeah,
get me off this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where's Donald? He got arrested. Like, fuck. And I got Cantley, and just it's so good.
I do think that would be a fun pairing.
Oh yeah, who else? You want to do favorite duos?
It would be on the cover of Vogue, but
yeah.
If we're not too late, who'd you Scotty's favorite duo last?
Oh yeah.
If you go to the finish, John. Let's go backwards this time, Byron.
Okay. I went with just very boring Patty X. I just think I'll get nerdy with you real quick, dude. And from a statistical perspective, there's no reason why they should never ever not play together again. Patrick Candy is one of the best drivers of the golf ball. Xander is one of the best long iron players in the world. And I think with that combination, like if you put Patty hitting all the short irons and Xander hitting all the irons and less drivers, that combination is just ruthless, dude. And their vibes are, it's Spieth and JT-esque, but they're both playing much better golf right now. Like whatever they do when they're together, I don't want to know, but it's very, it's what they do well. So I think, Patty X, baby.
You guys as like a captain or team perspective, don't you think sometimes I don't know, like you break a team up to help other players kind of thing? Does that make sense?
No, because this team, it's like literally it's autopilot. You got one of 4 teams that you can just hit the button and just know.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about these 2 guys. Like on their own, they're just going to be like these little 2 space cadets just eating their sandwiches in the corner. Like they're just doing their thing. No one's going to bother them. They're not going to make enemies because they're not like those kind of guys. They're not going to make friends because they're not those kind of guys either. They're just going to sit in the corner, eat their Sammies, and just judge Russell Henley's shoes from afar. You know, like
The U.S. team's so brutal. That locker room, just them hanging around, it just looks like 12 like Aspergery, like fucking just psychopaths. Like they're all weird. They're all so weird, and it's like, oh my god.
I
This
could
is what
imagine.
I gotta root for.
I could
Jeff
imagine
Gordon,
Brooks being like the cool guy. Brooks
like
being the cool
fucking
guy. And just,
Wyndham Clark's reading like Mein Kampf or something. Fucking Brooks is like TikToking with his wife. It's just like, this is my team I gotta root for. Like, it's insufferable. Cantley's doing some household chore with his DeWalt screwdriver. That'd be my one question if I was at the Ryder Cup press conference. I'd be like, so Patrick, what's your favorite DeWalt product? Like, what model? He'd be so like frozen. It's just the funniest sponsor I think I've seen in a long time.
No, that's where he just says, I need to speak to my lawyers, Goldman Sachs. I'll get back.
Yeah, exactly. And then I would just like to see two things. Like Glover would be cool, and they let the caddies wear their sponsors. So he's wearing a Dude Wipes hat in fucking Europe, getting heckled.
Yes. Okay. Also, you haven't spoken about Glover, Scotty. Why is he on your team?
I love him. I think it's a weird thing. It's almost like this is the right thing to do. Like, you know what I mean? I get it. He's old. I get it. He's been a journeyman, but he's very, very deserving to me. Like, in the spirit of how they said they want to like build teams since they started this fucking task force bullshit. It's like, yeah, like it for me, he's like the other Keegan, where it's just, this is the right thing. It doesn't matter if they don't like him as a dude or whatever. It's just, no, this is our message for the U.S. team. Like, these people have earned it. They should be in that room.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's why I got Glove on there.
I agree, dude. I think that's very valid. I think he's very deserving. I don't think he's going to make it, unfortunately. So it's going to be sad.
Yeah.
Oh, Marky. JT and Spieth is your favorite duo. So you assuming JT is going to be playing with Spieth?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Like, Scotty, just getting back to your point, I could imagine Brooks in the team room just like nudging JT and Speed, like, look at those two losers over in the corner.
Yeah, like
Paddy and X sitting there like, eating the ham sandwiches.
It's an insane asylum.
No, hey, listen, like, the Ryder Cup is the one tournament every 2 years where we get to see real natural emotion out of players. And watching JT and Speed just getting the heads of their opponents and going around fist bumping, it might be fake, it might be put on, it might be exaggerated, but right. I just love watching it. It's a proper electric pair, and even if no matter who they're going against, even if they're 10 points up, I just love watching them, I have to say. And I think this year is even going to be more fascinating because JT is going to be under a microscope, and if he overcomes all of the challenges and the conversation and negativity, and he actually goes 4-0-0, I think it'd even be even better to watch because he'll be even more pumped than ever. So I think that's going to be such a good pair to watch. I can't wait to see it.
Nice.
You got me excited about it. You know, like that's the reason why, is because of that. That's his only case, right? That's the only case you can make for him. And I still think the other case is that Ricky would be that exact same vibe. And we haven't seen Ricky be nearly that emotional on a golf course. He's that walking around with his bottle. You know, same emotions for bogey, same emotions for birdie, same emotions for eagles. Like, he just doesn't, you know. So maybe the Ryder Cup brings out a bit of personality. Maybe he can go and join the two in the corner. But I agree, Mark. I think that's a very good point.
How funny would it be if Ricky started marking his ball was bottle? Just in the middle of the green.
Six to the right, please. Like, unbelievable. Just impossible to root for.
Your parents going to be good to root for, though. I'm pretty sure of that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Scotty. So who is your favorite duo we're looking forward to this week?
It's no-brainer.
Trump and Kanye.
It's Trump and Kanye. just two of the greatest Americans in recent history. The only person to match Henley's Doc Martens or Kanye shoes. I just think his speeches in the locker room would be fucking bananas. And then Trump just like nodding. And I don't see who could take them down. Like his Sunday sermon. Like it's just Kanye and Trump. Let's go. 3-0 automatic. 3-0.
3-0. They're
Yeah.
just playing 3 times. I think they could be going. They should play all. I think just run it all, because we know Trump's already got the score predetermined. Like it's written down already. It's guaranteed that they're going to win. So
imagine first tee box and there's like Rory and Ram there and they're waiting for their pair to come out, and out walks Kanye DT. Ram just turned to Rory like, we're not doing this. Get out of here. Give them the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shitting myself. I think Europe are going to lose 28-0.
Yeah.
No, we have no chance.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk who's going to win this thing, and what is the way USA wins this thing? What is the way Europe wins?
I think Mark will have a good take here.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't. It's not a hot take. I think the only way that Europe wins is if they have Victor, Ram, Rory firing on all cylinders, and if they play 5 matches. No more of this thing of, oh no, we have to rest them. Like, just go for it. If Rory's playing well, like they rested Ram and Garcia the last time on, I think, Saturday morning after winning their 2 matches on a Friday, or the rest of them Friday even after winning a match in the morning. It's just like, why don't we just roll with this? Like, they're clearly vibing off each other. So we can't have Rory going. I can't remember what, 1-4 or 1-3-0 again, or whatever it was, like he did Western Strait. That's the only path to victory for Europe, is having those players firing on all cylinders and just abandoning the models. Like, no more of going by spreadsheets and saying this is what the data says, we have to go and do this. No more of that anymore. I just want to see the best players out at the best times, and let's roll with it. That's what I want from a European perspective. If we lose, so be it. But yeah,
right. Go down swinging.
Down swinging.
I think you guys have got the ultimate underdog situation covered. Like, you're still the underdog going to the continent that you haven't had the Americans win on in 3 decades.
Fuck, that's insane when you say
That's insane. 3 decades, right? It's 30 some. It's like on 30 years.
Marcus.
I've never seen Europe lose a match in Europe. That's outrageous.
Dude, yeah, it's the same as me and Jets playoffs. You know, it's like it's decades long time periods that we haven't seen, Mark. So, like, don't change your winning formula. I think the crowds in Europe are just ridiculous. I think they're gonna that's what does it. I think the passion, the motivation from the ropes. I think Americans have something to learn from the Euros, from a crowd perspective, for sure.
I think the Euros they just gotta, their whole mentality is just gotta be like, get us to singles, just get us to singles, and then because then it's like, as Mark was saying earlier, like the way Europe's been trending, it's just like, damn, like you could take, it's anybody's game, just get to Sunday's the plan.
Get to Sundays, make sure we don't go down like I'm just looking at the 2021 Ryder Cup here. We went down 3-1 on the Friday morning at Western Strait. It's just like, oh, here we go again. They were down 6-2 in the afternoon. It's like, tournament was nearly over. Like, let's just make a few halves. I don't care if we're down whatever it is, 5-3 or 4-all, 5-3, 5.5 to 2.5. Really good. Like, we can just battle that back. Don't go down 6-2 again. Stick around, see what happens, see who you're paired against. It's not a hot take at all, but I think you're dead right, Scotty. Stick around. Don't be hammered on the Friday.
Yeah.
Go and have your carbonara Friday evening and knowing that you're still in this thing.
Exactly. Like that momentum. And I mean, I know it's, the teams have so much, research and everything behind it, but like, man, strokes gain momentum is a whole other animal And
Yeah.
when it's 18 holes per 18 holes, it's not a 4-day. It's like, whew, it's going to be hot if it's close to Friday.
What do you think is I've spoken from like a European winning perspective. What do you think is the avenue for America losing this? Because I think everyone's expecting America to win this. How do you think the Europeans win this or the Americans lose it?
Damn, that's a really good question.
I think I'll go while Scotty thinks.
Yeah.
I think it's having someone like JT on the team who and then doesn't play well in the first round. Like, oh, fuck. We brought you along to get it. Now we're going to sit you till singles. Now we don't have a guy that we can roll out there because you're back to missing 4-footers again. Like, and the rest of your game's not there. I think that's going to be the problem is someone that went in on their laurels and merits, not merits, gets off to a bad start. And then it's just like, the captain jacked this up again. Here we go.
Yeah.
European soil, blah, blah, blah. Whereas someone like Keegan sitting at home, just chewing on the chomp, chewing on the bit, knowing that he could have probably put forth a better game, right? So that to me is, this team is way more talented. Like we showed you, like the amount of red you get at the bottom half before you get all the blue, it's just overwhelming. But home soil, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only way USA really loses is overthinking this or getting arrogant. Like I can imagine Cam Young and they're up, let's say 6-2 on Friday even, and him waking up Saturday morning and this thing's finished. And JT's spraying bottles of champagne on the first tee on Saturday evening.
Yeah.
I feel like something like that on European soil, it would have worked on US soil. On European soil, the crowd will start to rally against it. We'll have more hecklers out there. Saturday even things be a little bit looser gooser, and people shouting a little bit more. And just the sort of antics that they did at Western Straits just won't carry over to Rome, where the gladiators will take to the Colosseum. And
that's right.
I'm so excited for that. It's going to be class. And I tell you, I don't want to move on too swiftly, but the Solheim Cup is going to be great as well. And the Walker Cup is going to be really good, which is happening this weekend. So it's a big few weeks. Like, we might be arch enemies by the end of September.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just going to motivate them more too. Like, if the Euros do well in Solheim and Walker Cup, like, that could be that sounds weird, but like I said earlier, like, stroke gains momentum. It's like, we can do this. Like, we believe. And I think if Europe just punches them in the mouth on Friday, Zach Johnson, it's just going to be like that team meeting. It's like he's going to lose the room. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, this guy has no idea. Like, and I mean, the opposite side, everything works out. They blow out. But it's like the moment he loses the room, I think it's fucking over.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy only does what like JT and Spieth tell him. You know what I mean? Or like Scott, it's like once he loses the room, Europe wins. It's kind of crazy, but that's how they win. Or they lose. Yeah.
I think so too. It's not off of bad golf. It's just going to be the dream team that just keeps slipping on banana peels kind of thing.
Right. Exactly. So, who would you want in a dream world? Like, who do you guys? So for Mark, Byron, I don't know. Like, what do you root for US or do you root for Europe? Being a Safa.
I'm still currently rooting for a bit of Europe. I think that's how I've always been. Growing up, because it's always the America versus the world. And you guys have got the PGA Tour over here, and we have it over here. But I'm borderline approaching American citizenship, so I need to probably figure my stuff out before I submit any podcasts and say I'm cheering for Europe. So officially, I am an American advocate and patriot.
So, Mark, who do you want? It's on Sunday singles, winning putt or winning match. Who would you want it to be for Europe?
Great question. I would.
And who do they beat? Yeah.
I'd love to see. I'll give you two, Hatton or Lowry. Not Hatton.
Hatton's a good call. I didn't think of that.
Oh, I wasn't even going to say Hatton. I meant Hovland or Lowry. I would love to see Hovland just do it for the team. I think that would be huge, and that would carry over to the next year as well, where I just think he would get such a feel good factor out of that. And then Larry as well. I feel like Larry would be just such a fan favorite, and the Team Europe would love him as well to rally around him. And I'd love to see. Oh, I'd love to see them beat JT.
Yeah,
I
think that's all our answers without even. Yeah.
Is there not a better low-hanging, juicier fruit? Like, give me Justin Thomas in a singles matchup, please. Anybody. Like, because didn't he lose to Siwoo Kim, or he drew, or something? Like, he's
that sounds right.
You know,
like this just sounds like. I know you feel bad because everyone's jumping on JT's back, and it's not really his fault, but it's the fault of the system, and like he's just an easy scapegoat for everybody right now, and that's why everybody. Yeah. So like I have nothing against like if I ever become friends with JT and he listens back to this, which he probably would. I've nothing against JT or him as a player. I think he's a super athlete, super role model for a lot of people. It's just a fault of the system that Zach Johnson's still going to pick him. It's just like, oh, this is so fucking dumb, like
antiquated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, if Russell Henley ever listens to this pod, there's never. There's no chance.
I know the guy from the Eagles is a fan.
Yeah. Look,
he's going to come out in Air Force now on Friday morning.
Some guy from the Eagles. I got to send this to my son.
That's so funny.
So good.
All right,
good
boys. Let's wrap this bad boy up.
All right.
I had a blast. Thank you. That was Scotty. Yeah, you know, this is it. Once every 6 months for me is enough of you. I
get it.
My cheeks, I'd look like that chick from, you know, White Lotus that might just Botox bananas because I can't stop laughing so hard when you like say the stuff you do, Anya. So
I'm super honored to be asked and hang out with you guys. You guys are so good. I mean, Byron, you blew my mind with that chart.
Oh yeah, no,
that was like insane.
Once it's official, I'll have just the 12 guys in there.
And I'm gonna send you guys my notes.
Yeah, please.
Send them. And then
you're gonna have to do a wee transfer or something. That file will be so big.
Yeah.
Just send them in stages, bud.
It's so good. I drew a picture of Dick. That was fun.
Yeah, look, if my mom listens, we're also apologies now.
Oh yeah, this one's
our 50 in, but too late now. But Mark,
can't wait to see my grandchildren. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've often thought about that. You know, Joe Rogan's just stuff that he says, his kids listening back to that, but they'd have to listen for so many years. Anyway, Mark, thank you, my brother. It's almost 2:00 now that we've kept you up this much. Your roommates, you know, guy to let the milkman drop off the milk while we were in the middle of the pod, but we appreciate you joining on and hanging out with us, bud.
Oh, guys, any time. Scott, I don't know why you have it in your Twitter bio that you're every golf podcast last option, because I'm fairly sure you're number one for this, and you're going to be in high demand after this. Byron, you do a great job hosting. You're
oh yeah.
You know, somebody's tweeting at you, or you're like your data and analytics behind it all out on Twitter for free is incredible. This podcast, one of the funniest I've ever had, or hopefully one of the funniest people ever listened to. Ton of fun.
Yeah. No, that's all it's about, man, is just having fun, you know, providing people with good, usable, digestible, fun, you know, information where it comes with Mr. Bean and other things in the mix there. So be it, you know, but we aren't all saints out here anyway. So this is the right. I mean, we did a lot better than the two guys, one President's Cup last time. So definitely moving in the right direction with our titles, and we've come a long way. So awesome stuff, folks. As always, thanks to the people at rotorball.com. You know, use code Maniac once the season fires right up at the end there, and
you're gonna get an email
off all of that stuff. Yeah, I mentioned it twice in the beginning, at the end.
So they'd be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah.
Gotta say it, 10% off between every hour's pod. So no, I'm just joking. I've gone through a few where I totally forgot to. So just don't make money off of those ones. Anyway, people, catch y'all later, and I hope you guys enjoyed. JETS, Jets.